You are listening to Phone Eats First. Hello everyone, welcome back to Phone Eats First, a podcast about romanticizing life and finding inspiration inside and outside of the kitchen. My name is Corey May, Corey in the Kitchen, however you know me, however you found me, however you got here. Hi, hello, I am so happy you're here. Happy summer. This is our ode to summer and I'm so excited. When I was trying to think of what I wanted to do with my episode regarding summer, I was going through just kind of what I love about summer and then summer bucket list, and then I kind of fell on summer ins and outs. That was definitely a trend in the beginning of 2024 and I really liked it, and I think it was a very positive experience for a lot of people that consumed the content of ins and outs or even came up with your own list of ins and outs, which I did. And so here are my summer ins and outs. But before we get into that, of course, we have to get into the weekly report. So our reading, I've got some updates here, don't worry. I finished The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros and absolutely sobbed. Like stomach, nose contractions, like that that kind of sob. It was such a good book. I loved it. And like I said in my last episode, I was anxious to finish it because now I'm on to the second book in A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So now I'm reading A Court of Mist and Fury. But I'd started The Last Letter, whatever it's called, because I just needed a book to read and I had that on hand and really did love it. It's about a single mom who is raising twins and then, of course, the love of her life walks into her life, and it's a army military related book, but it's also about, cancer. I'm sure you can kind of assume what happens, but it absolutely wrecked me. So definitely a good book. If you need to cry, read that. But now I'm reading A Court of Mist and Fury, and everyone says this is the best book in like literally the entire series or anything fantasy they've ever read. And I can already tell what's kind of the vibe of the book, but I'm really excited to learn more about, how I know what's going to happen is actually going to happen. So we'll see. But that is what I'm reading. Okay, eating. I am eating so much fruit, and not just normal fruit, because I always eat fruit. I have my smoothies. You guys know the drill at this point. But I am eating farmer's market summertime fruit. So really tying into the episode here. But fresh strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and peaches, all from the farmer's market, are so good. And which ties into O. I'm going to put a pin in what I'm about to say. But P, plan. I leave Tuesday for Seattle, and I will be there for 12-ish days. 11 days, too many days, but it is gonna be fun, and Seattle is a really cool place, and I'm obviously going for work, so I don't really have that much time to enjoy it, but the few moments that we have, I don't know, hopefully it's a good time. Okay, tying back to the fruit, my obsession right now is yogurt bowls, and if you follow me, you've seen I've had like 4 yogurt bowls the last 4 days for breakfast, and I love them. And I've kind of always loved yogurt bowls. I don't like the word yogurt bowl. Can we call it a parfait? Okay. My obsession is a yogurt parfait. And so I do plain Greek yogurt with honey and cinnamon, raw honey from the farmer's market, of course. And this weekend I actually put a scoop of chocolate protein powder in there, just, added gains. So when we went to the beach, I would hold off a little bit longer till I needed my lunch sandwich. But all of the fresh fruit in the yogurt bowl, like I can't even see the yogurt because I have so much fruit in there. So like I said, for my eating was peaches, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, even banana, and it is so good. And of course topped with my homemade granola. I don't know, it's just really hitting the spot, and it's very summertime for me. Okay, our recipe, another meal that I've posted about this past weekend that I ate, I think definitely twice, maybe 3 times, but was just a hamburger bowl. So kind of like a broken down hamburger. So you have your beef patty with pepper jack cheese, or, whatever cheese you like. And you just serve it on top of lettuce, tomato, onion, throw a pickle in there. Sweet potato is a key ingredient. Otherwise, I don't get satisfied if there's no sweet potato, but that avocado, if you have it, whatever else you like on your burgers, just throw it in there. If you want to be crazy and do a little ketchup and mustard in there, or you could even do salad dressing. I don't know. I don't really need dressing. I throw a little bit of hot sauce, but also if you have enough pickle juice, kind of add some sauce. I don't know, that might sound gross, but that is a recipe that I've had And I can really see myself eating a lot throughout the year just because it's so good and such a good lunch. Okay, and lastly, tea. My treat has been strawberry shortcake with fresh strawberries from the farmer's market and homemade shortcake. Shout out my mom. I don't really know why she likes strawberry shortcake so much, but it's definitely a special summer treat that we have a lot. And now she makes the shortcake from home, and it is so good. She is on a gluten-free diet lifestyle at the moment, though, so she had to make her own gluten-free biscuit. And let's just say I'm sorry for her for having to eat that. Where's the gluten-filled one? Okay, that is the weekly report. Now let's get into the episode. We are officially 4 days into summer by the time this comes out. Fingers crossed I release it on time. But if all goes to plan, you're listening to this on a Sunday and we're 4 days into summer because the first day of summer was Thursday, June 20th. And so congrats. We've made it. We've made it to officially the best season of the year. I know that's up for debate, and every season I'm going to post an episode about the season when I'm excited for about that season. I'll probably say it's my favorite season, except for winter, where that one is just not even in the running. And to officially kick off summer, I wanted to share my ins and outs of this summer. And when making this list, it does kind of make me laugh because it's hard to, until you it's really like a creativity exercise because you can phrase anything as either an in or an out by just saying the opposite, or almost everything. But anyway, let's just get into it. So here are my ins. Number 1, hags. We're bringing it back. You know what, that little slogan you wrote in everyone's yearbook, like literally year after year after year, hags for the people that you don't actually like. Not that you don't like, for the people that you have nothing more to say to. You either had a whole section of your yearbook dedicated to someone, or you just said hags and then your name. But this is self-explanatory. Tell me the last time you read the word hags on a piece of paper and you were sad. I mean, maybe like a little bit sad when you're graduating high school or whatnot, but overall, hags it just symbolizes the end of the school year, the beginning of 2.5 months of doing absolutely nothing. And we're bringing back hags because of just the positive and happy connotation it has. Okay, number 2, outdoor showers. I don't really think this needs an explanation. My parents have an outdoor shower and I know it's a privilege and I'm honored to partake in their outdoor shower. But I'd had my first outdoor shower of the season last weekend and it's fantastic just to be outside, rinsing off, naked. I brought a speaker down there. I actually had a cup of coffee with me too. It was after being at the beach all day. Oh, it was great. Okay, number 3, books and reading, which obviously I'm sure you guys saw this one coming for me, but I carry a book with me at all times these days because you never know when you're going to have a few moments just sitting in the sun and you can just read. Like instead of scrolling on your phone, instead of doing who knows what, checking your email, don't do any of that nonsense. Just read. And also I love to read at the beach or by the pool. I think it's just the most relaxing thing to do, like while you're out tanning and stuff. So if you're not into reading at the moment and want to be, summer's a great time to get into it. Okay, number 4, evening walks because the sun is out. Also self-explanatory, but today I got back from the beach and I got home pretty late, but I hate driving in the dark just because I get so tired, but I left the house at like 5:30, got home at 8ish, and I was like, wow, the sun is literally still high in the sky. I took Callie on a nice little walk and came home, and guess what? The sun was still out. So shout out summer for this exact reason. I love being able to just literally do more in my day because the sun is out. So we're taking advantage of this. Okay, number 5, electrolytes in our water because it is hot as hell, as you all know. I live in North Carolina and it's so humid and so hot, like all the time. No, it's not Texas or Florida heat, but it's hot and I sweat a lot. Even though I drink a lot of water, I know it's really important to restore electrolytes because the water doesn't actually absorb into your body or something like that. Something along those lines, unless you have added electrolytes. So Elementi is my favorite brand at the moment. Please sponsor me, please. But I know there's a million different kinds of brands on Amazon or any grocery store. So I recommend trying to find one you like, or you can just put salt in your water. I think I don't know if I can handle that, but we're staying hydrated this summer. Okay, number 6, sleep. Sleep is in. Sleep is in every day, all the time, every season. It doesn't matter. But just get some dang sleep. Like this weekend, I was really overambitious about making a plan with my dad. And I was like, oh, we'll work out, we'll walk the dogs, we'll do X, Y, and Z, and we'll go to the beach. And guess what? I woke up at 9 and did none of those things except go to the beach. And even on the beach, I took another little cat nap. And that's okay. I'm tired and I just need to accept that. And I need to prioritize sleep and remind myself that sleep is just as important as movement and eating healthy and all of these things because they all go together. Okay, number 7, grilling. And, you know, this is kind of fake of me to say because I don't own a grill or know how to grill, but grilling is 1000% in and I want to learn how to grill. So, I mean, we have to start somewhere, or I just need to be near people that do grill. So, if that's you, hey. But in all honesty, Wishbone Kitchen, Meredith Hayden, who I've talked about a few times before, love her. She's hilarious. She started a TikTok series called Girls Who Grill, and the whole premise of it is straight men have been gatekeeping the art of grilling and how fun it is and how easy it is so that they can have their beer and grill their meat and watch sports and stuff. And she's like, we want to do that too. We want to grill and have our cocktails and sit outside and talk and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, let's do this. And she's like, it's literally the easiest way to cook and one of the best ways to cook. So I want to learn to grill. Okay, number 8 in of summer 2024, hats. And I love hats and I love fun hats, and I just think hats are such a fun and cool accessory. And I recently had this conversation with someone, which I've had this several times before, and I don't know if I saw this on TikTok or if someone said this to me, but I used to think I looked bad in hats and just kind of was like scared of hats, I guess. But have you ever, like, anytime you ever have these intrusive thoughts of like, oh, this hat looks bad on me, just think to yourself, have I ever looked at another human and thought, wow, they really don't look good in that hat? I mean, maybe you have. I personally have never thought that about someone. And if you think about that, you're like, wait, that's true. Like, I'm looking at a stranger and they look cool in all of these hats, even like the flat bills and all that. Like, that could be you. People could see you in a hat and be like, oh, they look really cool in that hat. And you, meanwhile, you think you look horrible in a hat and you never wear it, and you'll never have that encounter. So just remind yourself of that and just wear the fun hat. Okay, number 9, car rides with the windows down. Also takes no explanation, but yeah, windows down, music up, we're jamming. Okay, number 10, farmers market, fruit, flowers, meat, everything, anything that you can possibly get at a farmers market. It's all in. We want it all. Get it all. Get whatever looks good. And also just, this is a reminder to go to the farmers market. I'll also say this every seasonal episode, but the farmers market is gas, especially in the summer and the fall. But summer you have the fruit. And I just wish I had access to that all the year. All the year. What? I wish I had access to that all the time. Okay, number 11 in sunscreen. Put it on. Please, please, please. Just put on your face, put on your body. The other day I went on a walk, and I don't normally do this, but I was going to walk at like 11:30 or 12, aka peak like UV time of the day. And so I took 2 minutes to apply sunscreen to my chest, arms, the little bit of my back I could reach, and my face. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to wear a hat and sunglasses too, because I'm a very freckly and moly person and I'm tired of getting more. And I don't want skin cancer. So we're wearing sunscreen. Hot girls wear sunscreen, and hot guys, if you're hot, you wear sunscreen. Moral of the story. We don't want to age and look old. So yeah, wear sunscreen. Okay, number 12, bright colors. And this is, again, always in for me. I love colors, and I've never ever understood the whole neutral, I don't know if phase is the right word, but just bright colors are so fun and they're happy. So wear them if you like them. And if you don't like them, that's fine. But maybe get some flowers in your house, whatever it is. Just bring in bright color and then let me know later how much happy you are. Okay, number 13, and my last in on my list for now. I know I'll think of more as soon as I'm done recording, but That's how that goes. So number 13, strength training. And yes, we're still walking. We love our hot girl walks, but this is to me, myself, and I need to strength train more. I have been slacking, and because I'm like, oh, I've walked, it's fine. But walking is great, and I'm going to continue to do so, but we need to save our hot girl walks for fall and spring because it is too hot to hot girl walk right now. And therefore, I need to do something else, and I need to get my body in shape, and I want to be stronger and look more lean and all of these things. I love how I look when I have been lifting weights a lot, and I love how I feel as well, which is more important. But fall and spring are when they're just the peak walking seasons because you get really excited because you're like, oh, it's finally warm, and then like, ooh, it's finally cooling off. So that is when we're really gonna prioritize our walks. And also, we just get in the gym, learn how to lift weights. It's good for your body. Okay, now the fun part, the outs of summer 2024 and forever, maybe. Probably not forever. Wait, wow, I had 13 of both. Wow, go Corey. Okay, number 1 out. And I think a lot of these are going to be controversial. Not all of them, but I think a good bit of them. Starting number 1, cold brew. I said it. Cold brew is not good. I don't know what it is, but I really don't enjoy it. Will you see me drinking it at some point in my life? Yeah, probably. Mind your own business. But I just know I always prefer just a pot of hot coffee. Yes, year round, 365. Every single morning I want it. At work events, I drink cold brew just because it's easy. Cold brew from going from cold to, medium lukewarm is fine. Hot coffee going from hot to lukewarm is not okay. I don't know. I don't think cold brew is that good. Now, an iced latte, that's a different story. Okay, number 2 out. Also controversial, and I'm a hypocrite because I will for sure still be using this, but my Stanley. Hear me out though. Here's why. Because I need a travel-friendly water bottle, aka it has a lid and doesn't leak. So my Hydro Flask, because I am traveling all the time in the summer and I am just throwing a water bottle in a beach bag or like a little tote when I go to the beach, obviously with my beach bag, duh. But I need a leak-proof water bottle. So the Stanley is going to have to stay home at some point. And also, side note here, if you know me, even if you do know me, most of you don't know this about me unless you're my mother. But the books that I have in my collection, I like to keep in really good shape. Like when I read and finish a book, it doesn't look like I've ran it over with a school bus, where some people, when they finish a book, looks like it's been ran over by a school bus. And nothing makes me sadder when a book just gets messed up. I don't know. I like to keep them really nice and crisp. And literally this weekend, I took my brand new Cord of Wings and Fire and Wind and whatever the hell it's called. A Cord of Mist and Fury. There we go. I had that book in my beach bag and my Stanley because I was bringing a Stanley and a Hydro Flask because, we're hydrated, obviously. And half the book got wet because my Stanley leaked. And I should have known better, but I was like, they're definitely in separate parts of the bag. It'll be fine. But, whatever. Okay. Clearly I'm upset about this. So moving on. All right. Number 3 out. Closed-toed shoes. This also very self-explanatory, but let's let the dogs breathe. Come on. We can all do it together. We won't judge. This ties very closely into number 4 out, is being insecure about not having your toes painted or your legs shaved. Literally STFU. I'm going to try and stop cursing on here. So STFU at the girls for the most part, but guys too, whoever. If you're insecure about your painted toes and shaved legs, just stop. The reality is no one's looking at your toes and no one's going to be able to see your partially shaved, partially hairy, whatever your status of your legs are. You're fine. I also understand on the other side, it's for yourself. And if that's the reason why, then go for it. But if you're doing it because you're worried about other people judging you, just stop. That's too much. Okay, number 5 out. Again, not controversial. If it is, please stop being a listener to this podcast and go dig a hole and get in it. What is out? Bikini bodies. They've been out since like 2008. Hello. There's no such thing as a bikini body. It's just your body with a bikini on it. You look how you look. Hopefully you feel okay in how you look. And if, so I don't always feel good in my body. And I know everyone else agrees, but saying it's like, oh no, it's bikini season or whatever. Like the idea of having a bikini ready body, that's gone. Just bye, get out of here. Okay, number 6, out. Skin cancer, which ties into the end of sunscreen. But guys, let's wear sunscreen, hats, sunglasses. I promise you do not need to fry your skin to look tan and happy and hot and all these things. Get some sun, but you don't need a tan for 8 hours during the peak UV. You could literally tan for like a short amount of time here and there. And no, I'm not a dermatologist, obviously, and because a dermatologist would tell you to not even go outside. But I'm telling you to just chill a little bit on the tanning. Like, I actually kind of care about my skin now, and I don't want to age. Again, I want to look hot for the rest of my life. So I'm trying to limit my wrinkles. So yeah, let's chill all that, and let's also all make a dermatologist appointment for the fall. And it's actually funny. I have an ongoing to-do list, and on my list is to make all my appointments like eye doctor, gyno, physical, whatever. And dermatology is on there. And I've never actually been to a dermatologist, so I know I need to go. My mom literally texted me today and said, hey, you should make a dermatologist appointment. And I was like, believe it or not, it's actually on my to-do list. And she was like, nope, don't believe you. Please make your appointment. I was like, dang, okay. Sorry, not that funny, but that happened today. Okay. Anyway, number 7. And this one is going to be extremely controversial, so sorry in advance, but I kind of think country music is out. And don't get me wrong, I love country music. And I would like to think I put a lot of my friends on country music because I am the type of person that would play it at all times of the year. It literally doesn't matter. But I don't know. I have not been listening to country music recently, and I'm not up to date on all the new music. I will say Chris Stapleton's new album and Luke Combs is coming out with a new album, I think like literally next week or something, very soon. Now those I will be binging for sure, and I'm going to love them. And I do have my like OG country songs that are great for the beach, but just overall, like when I go to the beach now, or when I'm driving in the car, I'm not like, yep, country music, that's what I want to hear right now. Whereas before, that would literally be the only thing I would want to play as soon as it's sunny and 75. But I don't know. I'm just into my normal music in podcasting situation. And like EDM music, kind of, sort of. Just more upbeat music. Just, for now, country music's on the out for me. Okay, number 8 out. And this one I don't think will surprise anyone, but makeup for the gals and for the gals and the gays. I don't know where I heard that on a podcast, but someone said that recently, and it just, it really made sense. So makeup's out. You guys, like, we don't need it. It's fine. Okay, number 9. Procrastinating is out. And this is not just referring to like the obvious like to-do list chores situation. I am referring to it is time to start planning, or at least making a list of the things that you need and want to do in the coming months. So whether that's literally next January or September or anywhere in between. But so all of our appointments. So like I was talking about, having your appointments ready for the dermatologist, gynecologist, actual doctor, eye doctor, dentist, like all that, like hair appointments, nail appointments, massages, Botox, whatever your appointments are, schedule them. The other things we're going to schedule are trips, concerts, and family weekends. So whether they're work trips, just get them on your calendar so that you don't double commit to things. And look at all the concerts in your area, surrounding area, somewhere you maybe want to visit. Look up your favorite artist. Like I already have two concerts in the fall, Goth Babe and Rainbow Kitten Surprise, and I'm so excited. I have my weddings in my calendar. I'm starting to plan just my weekends. Like I'm already like booked the entire month of September, and I'm like, okay, sick. Not that I love being booked that much, but it's also kind of exciting to know you have all these plans. So let's stop procrastinating, start planning so all of your fall weekends can just be maximized. Okay, number 10 out. Waiting for things to happen around you and just live your life. So this is in reference to the episode I did with Rory probably 3-ish months ago, where she said it was her advice, which if you haven't listened to the episode, definitely listen to it. It's one of my favorites. One of her pieces of advice for just someone that's my-ish age, so like mid-20s. Ew, that's so weird saying I'm in my mid-20s. I don't like that at all. Anyway, but something she's saying is when you're in your 20s, when you look at life, you're waiting for things to happen, or you talk about things as if they're going to happen down the road, because that's just kind of the nature of how we think and how we view life. So it's like, oh, like, I'll eventually get married. I'll eventually move to this city. I'll eventually have a house and start doing X, Y, and Z that I really want to do that comes with home ownership. Or I'll eventually find my partner. I'll eventually, change jobs and be happier and all these things. And that's totally normal to think that way. But she said once you kind of get closer to your 30s, your life is just happening, and these things that you wanted and talked about are all of a sudden happening. So whether that's how you want your life to be or not, like for me, that kind of stresses me out and makes me anxious, because I'm definitely have that mindset where I'm like, oh, these things are eventually going to happen. Like I'm eventually going to do X, Y, and Z for a living. I'm eventually going to be in X, Y, and Z position in my relationship and all these things. I'm eventually going to have this level of fitness. Whereas I want to be more living in the moment and making these things happen. And this could just be me, but that's kind of, a much deeper out in/in of the year. But I don't know, something's been on my mind recently. Okay, number 11 out. Playlist. And calm down before you freak out. The reason playlists are out is because Spotify Daylist is literally all you need, or just the Spotify search engine. I love Spotify. You can literally search anything you are slightly in the mood for, or any artist you want to hear any related genre of, and you're good. Like, you are literally good. You will find something that is perfect for you. Okay, number 12 out. Anxiety and just overall, like, alcohol. This will probably always be an out on my list, but I hate being hungover. Like I literally hate it more than anything. And the anxiety that comes with a hangover, I get sad. When you think of this stuff, you think of like really, really over drinking and being really drunk. But sometimes it even happens just when you're like coming down from a really fun weekend where you've been drinking and been with friends and all that. Like after I've had a lot of weddings recently, and I have a great time and I drink with my friends, and I don't regret the drinking and having fun with my friends. But then on like Sunday, when I'm saying bye to all my friends and going back to my life and tired and sleepy and hungry and all these things, I'm literally coming down off of like a high of a weekend, and I get anxious and it's horrible. And then if you have real anxiety where you're like, oh, why was I so drunk? What did I do? Like that's no fun at all. And thankfully my mom doesn't drink anymore at the moment, which if you listen to our episode, you kind of heard about that. But it's nice to have kind of that calmer setting where I don't feel pressure to drink. But I don't know, just you don't always need alcohol to have fun. Yes, it has its time and place, but that's something that's out for me. Okay, number 13 out. So final out of this list, and that is screen time. And I am really trying to just not be on my phone that much, because I'm on it, literally all the time for work. I'm on it a lot with this podcast and Corey in the Kitchen. And I mean, I do love my Instagram accounts and my podcast account and just podcasting and connecting with people. I love all of that. I love pictures. I love looking at pictures. I love editing pictures, all of these things. I love my notes app, but just the overall, just texting, scrolling, that is out. I don't have time for that. I don't gain anything from it. I'm getting tech neck and like pain in my neck and back, and I need to I'm like, this is disgusting that this is caused from like a tiny little device. So trying to just not be on my phone as much. And of course, like I said earlier, when that's possible, because my entire job is on my phone, and whether I like that or not, it is what it is. So just taking advantage of the moments where I can leave my phone behind and just unplug for a bit. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys for my summer ins and outs for now. Definitely will think of a lot more. And I do want to hear some of y'all's ins and outs, your bucket list goals, things that remind you of summer. I had some people submit some things on my story recently on Phone Eats First Pod on Instagram. Please follow it if you are not already. But I had some questions about things that remind people of summer and just kind of like some summer foods. And so many people said things about watermelon and pasta salad and cheeseburgers, which I mean, I get all of them, but it just kind of made me laugh that like pasta salad and cheeseburgers got multiple shout outs. So shout out pasta salad and cheeseburgers. We love you. You remind us of summer. It's a happy time. Also got peaches, beach sandwiches, certain music, Birkenstocks, picnic blankets. I love all of these things. So thank you guys for playing along and contributing. But this is what I have for you guys. I hope you guys are a little bit more excited for summer now after listening to this episode and just being reminded that it is summertime. So let's have the best summer yet. Best hot girl summer, hot boy summer, hot dog summer, hot mom, hot dad, DILF, MILF, grandparent, ILF summer. Oh, okay. It's time for me to go to bed. All right. Well, a million ways of saying I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for listening. Please leave a rating and review. It would mean the world to me. And follow along on Phone Eats First Pod on Instagram and Corey_in the kitchen on Instagram as well. We will talk soon. You are listening to Phone Eats First.